Hey guys, okay, I'm back. Married to Medicine, season 11, review episodes 1 and 2. I'm going to try to cram both episode reviews into one. Although it's not going to be very hard because the same common theme was kind of running through both episodes, which is Heavenly and Sweet Tea, Greg and Damon, and them picking up from the mess that Heavenly has created and talking about and going online and taking everything straight to hell when it comes to Dr. G and Sweet Tea. Also, I'm going to talk about Quad and Simone. Um, and I quite honestly don't think there was much more else to talk about. The common theme was really the three, and was sprinkled in with Simone. So I'll just go ahead and get started. First of all, I'm very excited that the season is back. Very excited. I've told you guys before, Married to Medicine is my favorite reality show on Bravo. Because I like that the whole cast is black. I like that the whole cast, for the most part, is married. So you get to see the dynamic of friends and marriages. I do like the fact that as much as people have said they wanted to kick Quad off, I personally felt that they should keep Quad single and all because she was married to Medicine. And I think it's fair because she did become a member of the actual crew that she should have stayed on. And I just think that Quad should have opened her life up a little bit more and given us an example of what life looks like post-divorce and being single. Quad did a lot of living outside of the show, traveling, dating, and those are things that I think we would have wanted as viewers to see. Is Quad going through the dating process and figuring herself out and finding herself after marriage and what type of person she is now, what type of man she's looking for, going on dates. Let's see how those things go. And then now eventually leading up to her having a new boyfriend, which I'm going to touch on a little later as well. Phaedra is on here. Boring, but we're going to see because I'm pretty sure this is her last season. She's going to be on Housewives of Atlanta. So Phaedra's on. I like that Contessa and Sky are back. Very happy about that. Because I just really like Contessa. And it's funny because I didn't like Contessa at the beginning of when she first started. And I actually was glad that she quit the show the last two seasons or a season or two ago, because I do think to some extent the situation she had with Heavenly was a drag. And I kind of agreed with Heavenly and I kind of saw Contessa's point, but I was probably more team Heavenly at the end of the day, which you'll probably never hear me say again. So those are the things that are new that have come back, so we're going to just kind of jump into this. It's not going to take very long because, like I said, the theme has been kind of common. It's just picking up from where we left off with Heavenly and Sweet Tea, Quad and her doo-doo, Quad and Simone. So let's just start. Quad feels as if she is owed an apology from the ladies because of everything that happened in Napa when they literally sent her packing home and kind of ousted her and pushed her out of the group. The attempt was to get her off the show. It didn't work, but that was the plan and what was the attempt. And she feels as if everybody really kind of owed her an apology. I guess Jackie and Toya apologized to her. Her and Toya are cool now. Simone, in my opinion, owes her an apology based on the fact that she was putting that girl business out there. Granted, we already kind of knew about it, but she went, as far as I was concerned, a little too far trying to make a point, and I feel she owes Quad an apology. But where I'm kind of side-eyeing Quad, and I go in and out on Quad. I actually like Quad, but I also have my moments when I don't like Quad. I think Quad is very much so full of herself and makes everything about her at all times. So I do not necessarily believe, I believe that Quad was apologizing to the group last year for two reasons. One, I think to some extent she realizes that she was wrong. And then on a bigger extent, I think she was trying to do what she needed to do to keep herself on the show. Okay? because now she's back, and while I do think she genuinely meant the apologies, she's also still like thinking this is all about her and that she's somehow the victim. And this is where I agree with Simone, where it's like, and then on top of that, her and Simone were working through their friendship after the reunion. Things happened afterwards, and Quad back on some, I ain't really dealing with you. So here's how I feel. Instead of going through all of it, this is how I feel. When it comes to Simone and Quad, I think Simone and Quad just need to be associates. Like, they just need to be cool when they see each other out and about. They could be cordial. They could slap five, have a good time, laugh, kiki. And when they leave, they go two separate places. Because Quad and Simone have been having the same argument, the same conversation about Simone feeling like Quad is just not letting her in, and Quad ain't letting her in, right? And I just think that the answer to the question is, y'all just get to a place where you find each other, you're at peace with each other, and like I said, you can be in the same space together, you can laugh, slap five, be cordial, make a great memory, but then when it's time to go home, you go this way, I go that way, girl, I'll see you the next time when we get together. I have friends like that. I have friends that I am just cool with when it comes time to being cordial and being in a space. I can have a good time, laugh, drink, key, Tootsie Roll, slap five, laugh and make some jokes. And then when it's time to go, I don't see that person for another 3, 4, 5, 6 months. We don't talk on the phone. You know, we might exchange pleasantries on Facebook. We might laugh at a joke here or there, but I do not see them people again for a couple of months. And it's all good. We are not meant to be in a place of friendliness where we're closer than that. We are just supposed to be friends, to hang out and have fun, and that's it. And I'm fine with that. For whatever reason, it's not our season, or I just see enough in you where I think that what I'm giving you is all that I can give you. Whatever the case is, those are the situations. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly happy. They have their own lives with their own friends, and me too, and we're good. And I think Quad and Simone need to find their way to that space and sit there. This way, once Simone realizes that's what it is with her and Quad, she ain't in no situation where she's feeling like Quad owes her anything more, or she's feeling like she's lacking, or that Quad's not giving her more than Quad can give, because Quad is only going to give so much. Accept Quad for who she is. Find a safe space, sit there, and leave her there, because they've been going back and forth about this for pretty much for the most part of the show. I'm sick of seeing them have this conversation every season. Find your place. Quad is who she is. Either deal with Quad or don't deal with Quad. Find your space, sit in it, and hush. Because I don't want to hear about it no more after this season. And I agreed with Toya when Toya was talking to her about them going to Quad's party. Why are you going to her party when you really got some things you need to say to her? And I too am like Toya. I don't go to people's house. I don't go to people's functions. I don't mess with people that I have a problem with. Okay, I'm not coming to your party or coming sitting up in your house and I got a problem with you. I just think that's just wrong. I mean, that's not even about being fake or phony. That's just like wrong. And maybe it's because of how I was raised. My mother raised me to be like that. Like, you don't like somebody, you don't got no business being in their space, and you certainly don't have no business being in their house. So I guess that's why I see it that way. If I don't like you, or we got some bad blood that ain't resolved, I'm not coming over your house or coming to nothing. I'm not a housewife type of chick. You're not about to put me in a situation where we arguing and fussing and fighting, because the outcome is not going to be anything like you'll see on a reality TV show where we get a check. It's going to be something totally different. And honestly, because of the place I am in my life right now, I'll just get up and leave and let you just sit there and have it, whatever. So I really wish that they could just get to that point and let it go, because I'm tired of hearing about Quad and Simone. Sweet Tea and Heavenly, that's the next hot topic. I think I now am disgusted with Dr. Damon. And I think it's because Damon for so many years has sold us that on the idea that he is calm, cool, collected, he can handle Heavenly, he's the peace where she's the storm, right? But people always say, like, how could you be married to her? How could you put up with this while she's acting like that? How do you put up with it? And now I think I figured out how he could put up with it, because he condones it, because he's like that. And so the end of episode 2, when the men were sitting around talking and Dr. G was more or less talking to him and saying, listen, you know, I don't have a problem. I really don't have a bone in the fight that my wife and your wife are having. But your wife brought me into this. Like, your wife said some real bad stuff. Like, she went to hell and dragged me into something that I don't have nothing to do with. And I don't understand why Heavenly has such a hard-on for Sweet Tea. First of all, she befriended her. So you just look like you set the girl up for disaster. I don't know what happened, but she was cool with the girl at first. And I do believe Sweet Tea when she said that there are things that Heavenly confided in her about when it comes to Damon and his cheating. I totally believe her. Sweet Tea is younger, so I think Heavenly might be in beginning phases of her 50s, maybe 52, 53, where Sweet Tea is in her mid-30s, I think. So now at this point, you're being a bully. I don't even know why you sitting here arguing with somebody that much younger than you. And most importantly, I don't understand why you care. Like, I really think this has everything to do with Heavenly trying to make Sweet Tea feel like crap because she's remarried to Dr. G. And Quad has moved on. Like, even if Quad wasn't over it, even if the two of them weren't over it, they have made ways to move on. So I don't understand this hard on that Heavenly has with Sweet Tea. And Heavenly said something at the party, at the Whitnick, when she walked over and saw Dr. G, Damon, and Sweet Tea talking, and she jumped in there and started messing with the girl. She told the girl to go for the girl to go get her mama. And see, that wouldn't have been something. Don't you ever mess with my kids and tell my kids to come get me. Don't you ever. Because I'm coming, okay? I'm going to come even if you don't tell my kids to come get me. Because if you my age arguing with my kids and messing around and bullying my children, you're going to have to deal with me. That is unacceptable. And I could not believe that she said that. But I'm going to tell you something. If I was Sweet Tea Mama, I would have found Heavenly. You rang? What was that? Come get me? Okay, I'm right here. Because you could talk to me. I don't understand what the problem is with Heavenly. Heavenly is so freaking disgusting to me. I understand why Bravo keeps her on the show. She's the drama. She brings the bang and the bing out. But at this point, I don't know how many fans are like loving Heavenly or are not thoroughly disgusted and sick of it. But I know for me, I am totally sick of Heavenly and her mouth and her bullying. I'm tired of hearing that she's from Dade County or wherever she's from in Florida. I'm tired of hearing, oh, that's what Floridians do. Okay, but Floridians get beat up. Okay? So you run your mouth, and I don't even think Heavenly can fight. But you run your mouth and run your mouth and run your mouth. You're going to run up on the wrong person that is not going to sit and play word games with you. Everybody isn't petty. Okay? Everybody is not going to sit and play around and play word games and go back and forth with words. Now, I don't know if that's what Florida do. That's how Florida give it up. I don't give a shit. I'm not the person that I'm going to play them games with you. Because while you running your mouth, you're going to get hit. So with people like Heavenly, I have to get away from Heavenly. Because Heavenly will make you go to jail. People like Heavenly will make you go to jail. And I just ain't doing the jail thing. So I don't know what it's going to take for Bravo to make her a friend of the show and kind of demote her, to teach her something, because she talks a lot like she can't be released from the show, and if she do, she's fine. I just think we should let her go be fine. I can't imagine that Heavenly is the only... Well, I do agree that Heavenly and Quad carry the show as far as the excitement and the drama. I will give that, because the other people without them are not that interesting. But the fans, at least the fans I see, we're tired. We're tired. We're tired. I don't understand why this lady is this mad at this young lady. I mean, she literally picked the whole fight with Sweet Tea. I don't understand it. I really just don't understand it. And she does this with everybody. And as soon as you stand up to her, then she stops. But Heavenly and have people like Heavenly will make you go to jail. Those are people that you need to stay away from as far as you possibly can. People like that will make you go to jail. Okay, moving on. The Whitnick, it was cute. It was fun. Quad came uninvited, but she really was invited by Cecil, which if I was Simone, me and my husband would have to have a conversation because how dare you invite her behind my back? Don't do that again. I don't know if I'd have been extremely upset, but because I know Cecil likes Quad, they're cool. He wants his wife, and he knows his wife. He knows his wife is just upset right now. He knows his wife holds grudges. He knows that at some point in time, his wife is going to move past it. He done seen Quad and Simone go back and forth. So I understand why Cecil did what he did. Cecil's trying to keep the peace. Cecil ain't got no problem with Quad, and he wants to keep it that way. He values his friendship with her. Although I get that, next time I'm going to need you to let me know you invited her. Like, don't let her just show up here and don't tell me. Because then if I'd have went up and cussed her out and threw her out, and then she'd have dropped the bomb and said, oh, but Cecil told me to come. Now what? So next time, if you want to be peacemaker, I get it. Just tell me, okay? That was episode 1. They show us that Contessa is back. Again, I said the Whitnick that they put together was kind of cute. I'm over the Freaknik, reminiscing. And I'm going to tell you why I'm jealous, because I never could go. I was too young when Freaknik started, and I graduated from high school in 97. Had every intentions on going that next year in 98, and didn't because I got pregnant and got married. Actually, I didn't get married. I got engaged. So I got pregnant first and got engaged in June. Couldn't go to the Freaknik because I was about to be somebody's mama and wife. And I wasn't going to the Freaknik to just observe and just hang out. I was finna go to the Freaknik with my homegirl, and we was about to cut up, okay? So because God knows me, and God was like, yeah, we're going to just detour. So every time I hear people talk about how they've been to Freaknik and I kind of low-key get jealous. I don't be wanting to hear it. And I'm tired of talking about the Freaknik. So I'm glad y'all had a good time. The documentary was last year. They celebrated, I think it was the reason they did this was to celebrate, I think them being out of college or whatever the case may be. I get it. I'm tired of hearing about the Freaknik. I'm glad y'all had a good time. I'm glad it was, I really don't want y'all to recreate it. Leave it alone. That happened in a time that we ain't going to get back. Let it go. Leave it in the 90s. Okay? Because yes, I'm a little jealous and hating. And even if I did go at this point, I'm tired of hearing about the Freaknik. But the party was cute. That's really, honestly, I have more notes, but I just don't even see the point in going through all of everything that happened in both episodes. Sweet Tea and Dr. G went out to eat, and they started talking about her trying to get pregnant. I really hope that she does conceive and that she's able to have a baby. And I'm hoping that her issues with her endometriosis has been resolved. I really do think that they're happy, and I really hope the best and want the best for Dr. G and Sweet Tea. They talked about Heavenly in her mouth, and we already went over that. Quad invited the ladies to her party, where she then introduces her boyfriend, and they all feel some type of way because they like, once again, Quad, don't tell us stuff. Now, I ain't mad at Quad about that. They know Quad is private. I'm not mad at Quad not telling nobody she had a boyfriend for a year. I'm really not mad at that. Because a side of people that were in my very small inner circle, I didn't talk about mine either. Now, it wasn't no year, but I was quiet because I didn't know what was going to happen or where it was going to go. And honestly, I'm so damn burned out on dating that I just, I'm burned out. I'm burned out. So outside of the people who are, and it was a very small number of people who are that close to me, I ain't talk about it either. So I'm not mad at Quad. That's exactly what you do. Wait till it means something. Wait till you've, interviewed, you've dated, let's see where the red flags are. Let's see if you're checking boxes. Let's see, most importantly, if there's consistency. Are you being great to me now, and then a year from now you turn into somebody different? Let me, get used to this first, And then we'll start putting it out there when I feel comfortable and when I feel good. So I don't know why they are all surprised that Quad didn't say anything. First of all, y'all know Quad is private. Secondly, Quad, do you? Quad has been dating and had been dating, and she just wasn't putting it out there who she was messing with. She's also a public figure and somewhat of a celebrity. So once she puts somebody out there, you know the internet gonna go look them up and do this, and now it's an issue. So I get it. Kudos to you, Quad. I hope everything works out. It seems like it. He's fine. He's definitely fine. Definitely fine. But good luck, girl. I hope everything works out. The party looked like it was great. Like they had a good time. And then at the end, the men talk to, their men are together. I love when the men have episodes together and they can talk, men talk and, discuss stuff. And it got a little weird between Dr. G and Damon. And even though they had smoothed everything out with the conversation at the end, I personally don't think that. I think there's some beef, and rightfully so. I'm going to tell you where I was disappointed and also discuss it with Damon. Damon is usually sensitive to other people's feelings and diplomatic. And he gave absolutely none of that when him and Dr. G were talking. And what made me upset was when he told Dr. G that Dr. G was being sensitive. And I'm like, this is the thing I don't like about people and the word sensitive. People, we all sensitive. Some of us are more sensitive. Some of us are less sensitive, right? Me telling you that you did something to hurt my feelings and you throwing back in my face, oh, you're just being sensitive, to me is gaslighting. I'm not being sensitive. And I don't think Dr. G was being sensitive. Heavenly said some really messed up things and went at that man's business. Okay? Heavenly went too far. And I don't know if Damon just don't want to take the accountability, if he's just scared of Heavenly. I don't know what the problem is, but for him to sit there and tell that man he was being sensitive and downplaying the situation and how he felt is just a shock, because Damon doesn't usually do stuff like that. And I can't understand if if Damon is just getting to the point where he's just getting tired, or if he's now showing us who he really is, and all these years this calm, cool, collected dude isn't really who we've known him to be, because we're seeing something a little bit different now, and I do not like it. I do not like it at all. And if I was Dr. G, I think Damon and I would have probably almost gotten into it, because you're not about to sit here and tell me I'm being a baby and I'm being sensitive while your wife is online attacking my character and my business. And the things that she was saying is enough to mess up his business. Like clients not wanting to deal with him no more. It was too much. And the fact that you can't sit here and just say, even the men are like, your wife is tripping. And Damon's sitting there saying, oh, she gets along with everybody. They all was like, where are we? I keep telling y'all we in Bizarro land. Like, so we have gotten into Bizarro land. What are you seeing, sir, that we're not seeing, that you see that your wife gets along with everybody? What are we not seeing that you see? Because we see something totally different. Your wife is crazy. And for Damon to sit there, I understand he loves his wife and he protects her, or whatever the case may be, but it was just really, you mean to tell me you can't understand what Dr. G is going through? You can't understand how he feels? You really honestly look at your wife and don't see anything wrong with what she did? Now, what if what Sweet Tea had came at your business? Dr. Heavenly already stopped doing her messy Mondays with Carlos King because people were coming at her, calling her on her business line at her dentistry office, cussing her out on behalf of Melody. So she stopped doing messy Mondays with Carlos because she was tired of being harassed and aggravated by millimeters because she was going in on Melody. But you can't seem to understand Dr. G. I don't know how we're going to survive this season with Dr. Heavenly. I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. And to me, she's ruining the brand of Married to Medicine. And she's been ruining it. Now it is time for Heavenly to be held accountable. Heavenly is not giving us a storyline. Her storyline every season is her causing drama, strife, mess. Every season. We don't know nothing about her and her kids. We don't know nothing about Damon. We know nothing. That her and Damon never go through nothing. Every season, their marriage is so great. I mean, we don't get anything out of Heavenly. And I understand Heavenly has said her marriage is off limits, and I feel like she should be reduced to the role of a friend. And you need to go find somebody else that can be brought into the show, and just reduce Heavenly to a friend, and give her a couple of episodes and let her be on her way. It can't just keep being you being dramatic all the damn time and causing problems. Like, it just can't keep being that. Because we the fans are tired. And now you got people ready to jump on your head. That's Married to Medicine, guys. I'm back. I'm glad it's back. I'm hoping that it looks like it's going to be a good season. Looks like it's going to be a good season. But I don't know how I'm going to do Heavenly, y'all. I don't. I just can't. It's been a hard couple of seasons with her, and I don't know if I can keep doing it. I don't know. It's hard. Heavenly is crazy and just nasty. And people who find her to be a good friend, I just don't understand. And then she was surprised that Quad didn't tell her about her dude. Girl, you talk too much. Why don't you understand I'm not telling you anything? Because if I do, you just gonna get on the damn YouTube and tell everybody. And take it back. I can't with Heavenly. I can't. But that's why I'm not in her life and she ain't in mine. That's my review, guys. I will be back. So I think the next episode is Sunday. I'll be back to review it. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon.